Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, this middle section, looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, this whole reading can be reversed. So if that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point of this reading is to take what helps your situation and leave the rest. All right, Sagittarius, on your side of the connection, you have it's never over with the Tower. This Tower is kind of it's an emotionally charged event that kind of, it can strike a lot of fear or a lot of sadness, or just, it's emotionally charged, right? I feel like this connection does that to you a lot. And with this it's never over card, I feel like I don't know if it necessarily feels like you can't get away or you can't break the cycle, or it's like no matter how hard you try, this Tower always kind of seems to come back. And I feel like I'm hoping we can get a little bit more information on where that's stemming from. Now, this person has inconsistencies with the Knight of Swords. So basically what I'm gathering from this, because this Knight of Swords card is very much a runner energy. You know, it's pushing away love, pushing away what's good for them. And this inconsistencies card could very much be an inconsistent energy with what they say versus what they do. So they could be like, I really care about you, I love this connection, I want to make this work, but then their actions are the complete opposite, which then kind of, I feel, leads to these emotionally charged events. In between this connection, you do have the feelings are mutual with the Magician in reverse. So what I'm gathering from this energy, and again, we'll dive way more into all of this when we dive into tarot, but what I'm gathering with this is that the feelings are mutual, right? I do feel as if there is kind of mutual love here. But with the Magician in reverse, there's something that is keeping this connection from manifesting or coming together in a healthy way. And the overall theme for this reading is protection. So there's a reason why this connection isn't coming together in the way that you are, kind of desiring. I don't know what that is yet. So let's just dive in and see what Tarot has to say. Let's start, Sagittarius, with your side of this connection. You have it's never over with the Tower. And remember, these don't just have to be romantic. I tend to speak about them as if they are, but they could be familial, they could be friendships. Obviously, any kind of platonic connections too. So, all right, let's see. Sagittarius' side of the connection, it's never over with the Tower. I need to see the truth behind the situation. So Sagittarius, we're wearing some rose-colored glasses here. I feel like you have a tendency to want to see the good in this person. You want to believe them when they say they're going to change. You want to believe them when they say they're going to show up. You want to believe them when they say that they're, that things are going to be different. But it feels as if there's kind of, I don't want to say you're trapped, because I feel like you could walk away from this if you wanted to. Maybe you feel trapped, or maybe you are trapped in some way. I don't get that vibe though. But what I am seeing is that there's the need to kind of look at things through the lens of truth here, because I feel feel like there's something kind of clouding your judgment a little bit in this connection. But let's get more, because this Tower energy has got to be exhausting for sure. Sagittarius' side of the connection. Yeah, because that's not cool treatment. The King of Swords in reverse. Because this is like, okay, we're just going to jump right into it. This is like kind of gaslighting, manipulative kind of behavior here coming from this person with the, you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't have to be, because I feel like this could also just be the separate of like the message of the King of Swords in reverse, which is always kind of a manipulation. And so what I'm gathering with this inconsistencies, you know how I said this person will say one thing and then do another? It feels like their actions don't match their words, but they're saying what it is that they want you, what they think you need to hear to keep you investing, even though they're not showing up with the kind of energy that they like say that they're going to, or that the kind of energy that matches their words. So I don't love that energy, but let's get a little bit more. Sagittarius' side of this connection. Because I don't feel as if you're being treated all that well here. Oh, goodness, Sagittarius. Okay. Definitely some controlling behavior towards you. Okay. I'm going to be honest. And I don't think, this isn't like a fun message to deliver, but this person has started to affect the way that you view your self-worth. The Nine of Swords, the Death. Because of the way that they've acted or treated you or shown up here. They've affected the way that you view your own self-worth because of their behavior. But yet you continue to see the good in them. It's like, I don't know if you're showing up with this just like unconditional love and empathy and just receiving, definitely not that. But one of the I talk about this a lot in my readings. So if you've watched my readings before, you've heard me say this, but unconditional love and empathy for another person does not equal unconditional tolerance. You know, we can love someone unconditionally and understand why they do the things they do, but also at the same time protect ourselves. And I feel like that's where this protection card is coming from. But the most interesting part about this is the feelings are mutual card. So let's keep going here, because why would this person be acting like this, treating you like this, if there are mutual feelings involved, right? That's kind of, I feel, the question. Because I don't know, I don't feel like this person is lying. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, I mean, maybe they are. Inconsistencies with the Knight of Swords. What does Sagittarius need to know about this person's energy toward them? Oh, it's in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse with the Nine of Wands. Their behavior toward you is how they protect themselves. So here's the thing. This person has feelings for you. And we're going to jump back. I'm pulling 12 messages total. So I'm going to get there 3, then 3 more for you, then 3 more for them. So it's going to be a fairly lengthy read, but it's interesting because it's like they have these feelings for you, but yet they have these insecurities about these feelings that they have, you know, feelings of being unlovable, unworthy, undeserving, just general kind of mindset toward love. And those insecurities, it's almost like they project them onto you in some way. So, for instance, how do I say this without making this person sound horrible? Because I don't think they're a bad person. I think hurt people, but it feels like they not want necessarily. They bring out your insecurities so that they don't feel as insecure. Now, I don't think this is something they are intentionally doing. Another thing I talk about a lot on my channel is 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Only 5% of the way we interact with our reality is actually conscious decision making. So our subconscious patterns are pretty much running our life. And until we become aware of them and we heal the root of them and we start to replace them with healthier, more abundant subconscious patterns, or abundant focused subconscious patterns, then they're going to control us. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here is, you show up with this unconditional love for this person, which actually makes them feel insecure. They don't know how to accept that. So it's like the way that they protect themselves is, I don't know if cruel behavior is the right word, or like cold behavior. I feel like that's a better way of saying that, cold behavior. Like they want to keep the upper hand, but not because they're playing some mastermind game. It's because they're insecure. Now, I don't know. It's interesting here. This is an interesting reading. So bear with me. So let's get more, because the Queen of Swords in reverse is very cold. It's also more air sign energy, but again, don't have to be dealing with an air sign. I'm pretty sure, it's funny I say that, and then there's the King of Swords in reverse, but let's get more. This person's energy toward you. It's very cold, even though that's not how they actually feel. But it's like they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to open up. They want to keep this facade because it's how they protect themselves, because they want the control. This person's energy over Sagittarius, or towards Sagittarius, not over. It's interesting that I said over, though. Energy over you. So there's the Knight of Swords, the running energy. I mean, they're doing everything in their power to push this connection away. But then they probably tell you that they don't want to do that. They want to love you. They want to be what you need. They want to change. They want to show up. They want to heal, whatever. But then they continue. Their behavior is the complete opposite of what they actually want. Now, that's where I feel like this person's subconscious patterns and their conscious kind of desires are at war with each other, because they've got this baggage, right, from their past. There's a Six of Cups underneath that. They've got this baggage from the past. And we're all adults here. Well, at least if you're watching my videos, you should be at least 18 years older. You should be an adult. But we're all adults here. And we all have past. We all have a past stemming from childhood to past relationships. We all have a past. But the difference between healthy relationships and not so healthy relationships is when both people are aware of their baggage, they're aware of their trauma, they're aware of those subconscious patterns, and they don't let that dictate their decision making. Now, this person is not. There's a lack of awareness, a lack of accountability here, and it kind of feels like it's like, though they want the connection, they're determined, that their subconscious, that part of them that's trying to protect themselves from past pain, past experiences, is determined to do everything it can to push away this connection, even though the feelings are mutual. And I don't like their behavior towards you because, again, you can be empathetic, right? You can be like, oh, this person is running from this connection because they don't know how to accept love. They treat me this way because they've never experienced love before, or whatever the case is. Have empathy all you want, but understand that's not an excuse for poor treatment. I a few years ago was in an emotionally abusive relationship, and I was aware of it. When I was in the relationship, I was aware that I was getting treated poorly, and in my mind, I was like, well, since I'm aware of it, that probably means that it's not going to hurt me that much, right? So I accepted this mistreatment and this connection because I felt really bad for this person. I had a lot of empathy for them. I saw that they were hurting, and I saw how their hurt would project onto me. And long story short, I ended up getting very hurt because that's not how things work. So just because I had empathy toward that person didn't mean that I was ever supposed to tolerate that behavior. And so I feel like, first of all, this is a lot more complicated than meets the eye, than on the surface, which is the goal of these readings, because I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. You have these rose-colored glasses. When it comes to this person, you see them through the lens of empathy and compassion and the projection of the good parts of you, which is wonderful. That's a wonderful way to view the world. It becomes a problem when we ignore how someone is treating us or how someone is making us feel because we're trying so hard to see and believe in the good. Unconditional love does not equal unconditional tolerance, because this person might have feelings for you, but the way that they're treating you is not okay. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. Imbalanced priorities. Imbalanced priorities. They're prioritizing their ego. Not what their heart desires, but so our ego is our it's our fear-based built-in survival mechanism. Our ego's sole goal is to keep us alive. Now, what your ego wants is predictability. It wants to be in situations that it knows it can survive, which means that it likes being in situations that it's used to because it knows it can survive that. This person's pretty used to lacking love, especially because they're pushing it away so much, but that's going to stem from somewhere, right? Childhood, past relationships, and that might be why you have so much empathy for them, because you're like, yeah, this person's used to lacking love, so it makes sense they act this way. They never experienced love before. So in their mind, it's actually safer to push away love than it is to accept it, because your ego wants what it can control. Now you're over here saying, but I can love you the way that you deserve to be loved. I can show you the kind of love and connection that you've been lacking, and you're wanting to provide that. And this person wants that. And you know that they want that because at the core, every single human being's desire is to love and be loved and accepted for who they are. So you know they want that. They've maybe even told you they want that, yet at the same time, their behavior is the opposite of that. So they want to commit, they want to be in this connection, they want to make this work, and they go and do things that are the complete opposite of that. And that makes you go, what the hell is going on? It leads to these towers, these emotionally charged events, because in one moment you think you're safe in the connection because this person tells you that they want something, but then the next you're going, what the hell? Because this behavior and treatment, and it's almost like they flip switches on you. And that makes you just feel, again, what the hell is going on? But then you have empathy for them because you're like, this person doesn't know how to accept love, and I want to be there for them, and I want to show them love, but then they run from it. They push it away. And I think we have to understand. I think that one of the best things I ever learned in my connections, and this both had to do with my role on both sides, is that it is never our responsibility to prove to someone that they are lovable. And it is never somebody else's responsibility to prove to us that we are lovable. Meaning that if someone is determined to push away love, it is not our role or our responsibility to intervene. Okay? And I feel like we have a tendency to take on that role and that responsibility because we feel like it's our obligation to get someone to accept the kind of love that they're so determined to push away. Like we want to save them or show them the way, you know? But it never works. You're always going to be the one that ends up hurt because, like I said, you're stuck in a cycle. That it's never over is like this repeat of the same thing over and over again in this connection. And maybe this is even a cycle for you in all of your connections or in like past connections too. Like it doesn't just have to be with this person. Which means that there's a deeper lesson. There's something going on below the surface here. But let's get more. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person we're dealing with. Sagittarius' side of, whoa. I feel a distance here. I don't feel like this connection's currently together. Even if it is together, there's still a distance here. This is not, which I guess I should already know that because the Magician in reverse, there's a reason this connection isn't manifesting and kind of coming together into a union here. But a part of you, Sagittarius, is really holding on to this connection, holding on maybe to the hurt caused by it, holding on to like why didn't this person love me? Why did they run away from this? Did they take advantage of me? Was it even real? Like kind of those questions. And I think what's happening here is you're trying to get in the mind, you're trying to overanalyze someone's irrational behavior, which is never, you can't rationalize irrational behavior. Now, irrational behavior is going to stem from trauma response, right? Or shadow decisions. You know, allowing your protection mechanisms to come out and make decisions. So you want love, but you're going to do everything to push it away. That's not rational, right? So you're going to try to figure out how to rationalize that. Okay, if they want love yet they're pushing me away, it must mean that I'm not good enough. It must mean that they don't see my value. It must mean that I'm not lovable. It must mean there's something wrong with me. And when we try to rationalize irrational behavior, the first lens we're going to view it through is through our insecurities and our fears and our doubts and the reasons that we don't think that we can be loved. When in reality, the only thing that's happening here is we're being pushed away because somebody else has insecurities, fears, and doubts. It has nothing to do with us in terms of their behavior. Now, there's something going on that you're needing to see to close out a karmic cycle for you, but I feel like we'll continue to uncover that as we keep going. Sagittarius' side of this connection. Woo. Yeah, there's the, oh my gosh, yeah. This is funny because this is literally what I just said. I got ahead of myself. The Death and the Nine of Swords. So since this person's kind of pushing this away, right? All your insecurities and fears are coming up because you're investing in this with love and compassion and empathy, and part of you is saying, I know that what I'm giving is valuable. So why is it not good enough coming from me? But what you're not seeing is it has nothing to do with you. And also with this protection card, rejection is divine protection and redirection and towards what it is that you're truly deserving of. So this person's insecurities and fears and doubts about being lovable and good enough for love have been transferred over to you. And so now you're taking them on as your own. You're seeing this, this person's irrational behavior stemming from their insecurities and fears as a validation of your own insecurities and fears when it's not. This isn't proof that you can't be loved. This is just proof that you're dealing with someone who is incapable of it in the way that you deserve. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. So your ego's at play here too. Sun in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse. Because just as much as this person is used to not getting the love that they deserve, so are you. It's just manifesting in different ways. This person pushes it away. You chase it in places where you can't find it. And in both instances, you're trying to have control of the situation. You're trying to prove your value by chasing love from someone who's incapable of giving it to you because they're trying to protect themselves by pushing it away. You know, when we have deep feelings of being unlovable or undeserving or not good enough, we actually, whether or not we're aware of it, and this goes back to 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions come from our subconscious, we will actually subconsciously set out to prove those beliefs correct. And that's why if we're not aware of our subconscious patterns, they will control us. Because if we're not aware that we don't feel lovable or good enough for love or worthy of love, then we will literally seek out situations that prove that to us, which means we will attract emotionally unavailable people. We will attract people who push away love and who cheat on us or lie to us or treat us poorly, because on some level, there's a part of us that wants to prove that we are not good enough for love. Now, this person does the exact same thing. So there's a mirror here. This person does the exact same thing, but the other way around. They push away love to prove that they're unlovable. They push you away, and then they go, see, no one can love me. It's the same thing. It's just, it's a mirror. It's manifesting in a different way. So the thing is, you see this person as lovable, right? You see them through the lens of these rose-colored glasses because you see the parts of you and yourself that you struggle to see are lovable too. So a part of you is saying, see, this person is lovable. I want to love them. I want to show up for them. When in reality, you're looking for the parts of yourself that you see in them to be loved. If that makes sense. I feel like I got a little lost there, but the message remains the same. You're both running from love in different ways. Looking for it in emotionally unavailable people and being emotionally unavailable are both protection mechanisms, are both the manifestation of the belief that we are not good enough for love, which is why we get stuck in chaser-runner dynamics, because both actions are actually stemming from the same belief. And so it's like you want to love the part of yourself that desires to be loved through them. You want to show them they're lovable because you see them as lovable. But all along, you're actually trying to prove that you're lovable. I hope that makes sense, because I feel like it was hard to explain. Okay, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. I feel like we're really just kind of breaking down chaser-runner dynamics here, but I feel like it's really important for the purpose of this connection, or maybe the purpose of this karmic cycle. This might not even just be talking about one specific person for you. Just kind of this general energy that you've been dealing with. But let's see, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. Could also be dealing with another fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is literally confirming what I just saw. Because this King of Wands, so, okay, it's going to take a second for me to explain. Because it's confirming what I just said, not saw. When I do these readings, typically the feminine energy is on my left and the masculine energy is on my right. That has literally absolutely nothing to do with gender. Okay, it's just we all have divine feminine and masculine energies within us, and they manifest in different ways, and if we are used to being more in our feminine, we'll typically attract someone that kind of complements that in a masculine energy. Long story short, this is kind of, can be broken down between like those feminine and masculine energies. So the reason I say that is because the King of Wands is popping up. So here's what's happening here. And there's a deep mirror in this connection for this message to come up, because you have this Judgment in reverse, right? So you are seeing them through the lens of like the reasons you feel this person is lovable, and like the reason you have such unconditional love towards this person is because they are such a mirror of you. And that, I feel like, is really important for you to understand, because it's important for you to see that you are just as deserving of the unconditional love that you give this person as you are. It's just that they are the manifestation of it in another person. And it's that's a really important aspect that you're needing to see, because it was never about this person. This is about you seeing that you are just as deserving of the unconditional love and empathy that you give. You are just as deserving of receiving that. It's just that for some reason you were looking to this person to prove that to you in some way, almost like, it's like, they're such a reflection of your energy. So this could be like, you could believe you're dealing with a twin flame or whatever label you want to put on it. I'm not saying that's not true, but one of the biggest things you need to know, Sagittarius, is that the purpose of twin flame connections isn't romantic at all. The purpose of those is to wake you up, get you to see a reflection of yourself, dive into your shadows, dive into the parts of yourself that you love, learning to love yourself more than the promise of another person. Because when you can do that, that's when you ultimately attract the love that you desire, whether it's this person or somebody else. But there's a reason that this connection isn't coming together. And the biggest way that I'm seeing it is, yes, this person is deserving of love. Absolutely 100%. But they're not accepting that love, right? And if they're not accepting it, they're certainly not giving it back. And that means that the purpose of this connection, and what this is trying to show you, is that this unconditional love that you are willing to give this person, and this empathy, and this seeing them through rose-colored glasses, this is about directing that energy back toward you. You deserve that same level of unconditional love and empathy. Therefore, you shouldn't receive mistreatment just because you see the good in this person. You are deserving of just as much good as you're willing to give out. This is a complicated freaking reading. I hope it's coming through in a way that makes sense. All right, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know about this person's energy toward them? Because you're looking for unconditional love from someone who is incapable of giving it to you. Yeah, because this person is determined to play it safe. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, they're not committing. They're playing it safe. It's that part of themselves that's at war. What they desire and what their subconscious is trying to do to protect them. Now, until they decide to dive into that stuff and heal and learn to love themselves and face these things that they don't want to face, they're not going to be capable of giving you what it is that you deserve and desire. And the universe is literally protecting you from this so that you don't get hurt any further, because the universe is trying to tell you you deserve just as much as you are willing to give. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. And you don't have to wait on this person to heal in order to receive it. That's the other thing. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. Because you're being protected from this for a reason. Because this person's behavior has nothing to do with you. There's nothing you can do to change or get this person to see your value or anything, because it's not you. They're running from this, and their lack of commitment and all their behavior, all of this has nothing to do with you. This connection was never about them. This connection is about you. and saying that you are lovable and deserving regardless of what this person has to say or what this person does, because it was never about them. Whoa, all right. Deep freaking reading, and I feel like we're just touching the surface. So let's hop on over to the extended. The feelings are mutual with the Magician in reverse. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and I have an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you, Sagittarius, so much. As always, my head's like spinning from trying to connect the dots in this reading. I literally feel like I'm like a detective here. All right. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Sagittarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.